Our today's reading from Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita. Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jeevanam Kavibhiriditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhavikrunantiye Bhurida Janaha. Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita Pratham Bhag Pratham Khunda Dvitiyo Puriched. So we have read that Sri M and Sidhu, they went around all the temples after having their first darshan of Sri Ramakrishna, after listening to the first words that have been quoted in Sri Kathamrita of Sri Ramakrishna, and then M thought, let me have a look around the place, let me see, because he was going to have a long association with this place. It was predestined. And they went out, took darshan at 12 Shiva temples, at Radhakant temple, then finally at Bhavatarini temple, and crossing the huge courtyard, they finally reached Sri Ramakrishna's room and met Brinda, the maidservant, outside. And out of curiosity, Sri M started asking questions about Thakur, since how long he has been staying here, does he read a lot of books and all those things. And Vrindan finally told him, Baba, why don't you, oh children, why don't you go inside, go and sit. So we will take up our reading from that point onwards. তখন তাহারা ঘরে প্রবেশ করিয়া দেখেন, ঘরে আর অন্য কহে নেই। ঠাকুর শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ ঘরে একাকী তক্তাপোষের উপর বসে আছেন। ঘরে ধূনা দেওয়া হইয়াছে ও সমস্ত দরজা বন্ধ। মাস্টার প্রবেশ করিয়াই বদ্ধাঞ্জলি হইয়া প্রণাম করিলেন। ঠাকুর শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ বসিতে অনুজ্ঞা করিলে তিনি ও সিধু মেঝেতে বসিলেন। ঠাকুর জিজ্ঞাসা করিলেন, কোথায় থাকো, কি করো, বরাহনগরে কি করতে এসেছ, ইত্যাদি। মাস্টার সমস্ত পরিচয় দিলেন, কিন্তু দেখিলে লাগলেন যে ঠাকুর মাঝে মাঝে যেন অন্যমনস্ক হইতেছে। পরে শুনিলেন এরই নাম ভাব। যেমন কে ছিপ হাতে করিয়া মাছ ধরিতে বসিয়াছে, মাছ আছিয়া টোপ খাইতে থাকিলে ফাতনা যখন নড়ে, সে ব্যক্তি যেমন শোষব্যস্ত হইয়া ছিপ হাতে করিয়া ফাতনার দিকে এক দৃষ্টে এক মনে চাহিয়া থাকে, কাহারও সহিত কথা কয় না, এ ঠিক সেই রূপ ভাব। পরে শুনিলেন ও দেখিলেন ঠাকুরের সন্ধ্যার পর এই রূপ ভাবান্তর হয়ে কখন কখন তিনি একেবারে বাহ্য শূন্য হন। মাস্টার, আপনি এখন সন্ধ্যা করবেন, তবে এখন আমরা আসি। শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ ভাবস্থ, না, সন্ধ্যা তা এমন কিছু নাই। আর কিছু কথাবার্তার পর মাস্টার প্রণাম করিয়া বিদায় গ্রহণ করিলেন। ঠাকুর বলিলেন, আবার এসো। মাস্টার ফিরিবার সময়ে ভাবিতে লাগলেন, এ সৌম্য কে, যাহার কাছে আবার ফিরিয়া যাইতে ইচ্ছা করিতেছে। বই না পড়িলে কি মানুষ মহৎ হয়? কি আশ্চর্য, আবার আসিতে ইচ্ছা হইতেছে। ইনিও বলিয়াছেন, আবার এসো, কাল কি পরশু সকালে আসিব। So that was the first dialogue between Thakur and Sri M mentioned in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So as Sidhu and Sri M entered Thakur's room. What M sees? There is no one else in the room. ঘরে আর অন্য কোহে নয়। ঠাকুর শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ ঘরে একাকী তক্তাপোষের উপর বসিয়া আছেন। Sri Ramakrishna is sitting alone on the cot. No one else in the room. Incense has been burnt and all the doors are closed of the room. So after coming in, Master did pranam by joining his palms together. Baddha Anjali. Anjali is palms and Baddha is joining. He didn't know how to do pranam to the Paramahansa, to the person of the stature of Paramahansa. So with the usual formality, namaskar, like this. And then Thakur asked them to sit down. So Sri M and Sidhu sat on the floor in front of Thakur. Thakur made the formal inquiries that where do you stay, what do you do, what for you have come to Bharavanagar and from there to here. And Sri M also answered those queries of Thakur suitably. But he noticed one thing, that quite often while talking, Sri Thakur became absent-minded. Just went somewhere. Pore shunlena, later he came to know, later he learnt about that state, that this state is called as Bhavavastha, the ecstasy, which he had never seen. Sri M had never seen. Now, what is this state like, the ecstatic state? As if an angler, a person, is sitting with a fishing rod, and the moment fish takes a bite at the bait, the float starts shaking. The moment it shakes, that's it. The angler is all focused, all concentrated only on that float, waiting for the fish to get captured in the hook. The angler, he doesn't talk to anybody. He just, entire his focus is on that float. So likewise, suddenly, Sri Ramakrishna, while talking, he used to get into that state, the ecstatic mood. And later, Pore Shunilen, later Sri M also heard about it, and saw it himself with during his long-term association with Sri Ramakrishna. He saw that usually during the dusk time, that was the time during the sunset, between sunset and before the night. That duration, Sri Thakur used to get into this state quite often. Then Master Sri M asked, আপনি এখন সন্ধ্যা করবেন? তবে এখন আমরা আসি. He asked Sri Ramakrishna, is it time for you to perform your evening rituals, the sandhya? If that is the thing, that is the case, then we will take leave. Now in Bengali and most of the Indian languages, they never say, I will go. The term used is, I will come again. Ekhon amra ashi. Even a lot of Indian languages, we have this terminology typically being used. In the earlier times, nowadays, of course, we just say, okay, I'll forget about going, I'll push off. But traditionally, the term used, Ami Ashi, I will come again. And Sri Ramakrishna, again in the ecstatic mood, just in half sentences, replied, no, Sandhya, time on kichu noy. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Then they had a small talk further, and Sri M once again did pranam to Thakur and took leave. While they were going, Thakur said, "Abar esho, come again." And this Thakur's words, "come again," made Sri M not only come again, but come again and again and again and again, till he was totally devoted to Sri Ramakrishna and Ma Sarada. Master ফিরিবার সময় ভাবিতে লাগলেন. While going, Sri M started thinking, who is this gentle, serene looking person? Again and again I'm feeling like coming back to him. But such a person, such a serene person, such a soft, gentle, loving person, is it possible that the one who has not read any books, can he be so great? Being college educated, Sri M had these notions that for a person to be great, he must have studied lots of books. Because Sri M himself, he was a scholar. He had read so many books. So he had that notion, he had that impression in his mind that for a person to be so great, so knowledgeable, one has to read lots of books. But during his interaction with Brinda, she had told him, everything is on the tip of his tongue, everything is on his lips. He has not read any books. And M was wondering, ki ashcharya, abar ashite ichha hoiteche, I'm again feeling like coming to this place. And then, to justify his urge of coming back, he reminded himself, even Sri Ramakrishna has said, abar esho, come again. That was the motivation for Sri M to come again. And then he thought, yes, maybe tomorrow or day after, some morning, I will come and see. So that is the second Porichhed we have gone through, we have read through. Then we will see the third Porichhed, third section of Sri M's visit to Sri Ramakrishna. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya.